welcome. This is LJ and Ravengayle Thoreau on A1R Psychic Radio. To reach me directly, you can go to ravengayle.com. That's RAVENGAYLE.com. We are taking live calls as they queue up. I thought we'd do a 3-card reading from the Osho Zen Tarot. And in the past position, we have turning in. This card depicts a woman in a meditative cross-legged pose. She has a smile on her face. Different faces surround her as cloud forms. This client has gone through a period learning to disengage from the distractions of the world around them. And then in the present position, we have stress. And I love this card. If anything depicts stress, it is this imagery. We have the one-man band juggling candles while he marches to his song on balloons. He holds the leash of a monkey who holds a pin ready to pop the balloon that the one-man band is about to step on. In the present, the client is trying to do too much on their own. It's time to delegate or simply stop for a moment. And then in the future position, we have totality. The card depicts 3 women doing a trapeze exercise. In the future, the client needs to put total awareness into their actions. If they allow their thoughts or emotions to drift and distract them, the client will miss the mark. And I find it very interesting that the client who's learned in the past how to meditate and disengage is currently got stress and distraction in the present. It's time for the client to take a break from their daily grind, perhaps go back to meditating or just do something that will rejuvenate them in the future. The client will need to focus in the moment, one task, one breath at a time. And I see we have a caller. Hello, I see you're in Maryland.
Yes, LJ, I am. My name is Lisa.
Oh, hi, Lisa. Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
Thank you for having me. Well, I really want to connect to someone, some people. I really do. I'm not in a good place, and I need to hear a word.
Okay. Now, I'm not exactly a medium, but I'll be happy to give it a try for you, or perhaps
Okay.
I can get the guidance you need from the card. So, who is it that you're trying to get in touch with?
Both of my parents are now deceased.
Mm-hmm. And you're trying to reach your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is very quickly, if you would please, see the color red at the base of your spine, the color orange in the genitals, the color yellow in the solar plexus, the color green in the heart center, the color blue in the throat center, the color indigo in the third eye, and the color violet at the top of your head. And become aware that white light coming down from the source of all that is touches your body and goes through it into the earth. And feel that earth energy coming up through your roots, going up to the source of all that is. And I'm going to make a small prayer here and invite your parents to come join us, to help us with this reading, to help us with what there is to know, to see, to hear. And what question in general do you have for them?
Well, I just want to know if they are happy with me.
Oh, dear. Okay. Well, I will put down the cards and I'll tune in to see if I can pick up something for them. This mediumship is not something I do on a full-time basis. So let's see what happens.
I understand. Whatever you have for me, LJ, I'm more than truly grateful.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. Lisa and her parents. What's going on? Tuning in. Step forward. Okay. So I'm going to talk first about the cards that I have down, and then I'll pick up on what I'm intuiting, and we'll tie it all together for you. In the
Okay.
past position, I have the Hierophant reversed, and essentially what the Hierophant about is is essentially facing your fears. It's almost like walking through the valley of death and knowing that as you cross through it, you're going to get through to the other side, um, with the help of your spirits and your ancestors helping you get there.
Okay.
In the present position, I've got the Four of Wands, and fours are about the way that you organize yourself and the foundation that you lay down. And this has to do with your creativity and the way that you've been thinking. And in essence, we have you trying to organize yourself and trying to move forward, essentially towards the ultimate dream. Um, and then in the future, I've got the Page of Wands with the Page of Cups reversed and the Four of Pentacles reversed. And I don't really get the sense that these pages are people in your life so much as they are markers about the things that you're trying to, the new ideas to move forward with, and the inspiration that you're looking for. And then you've got the Four of Pentacles, and Pentacles has to do with your health or your wealth. And in this case, you're beginning to be able to move forward with the things that you've got in mind, or the things that you've been trying to put together. So what I'm intuiting here is I don't really get a sense that your parents are unhappy with you. They are very concerned about you, and they want you
They
to.
left me a large inheritance, and I squandered it.
Okay, well, it was yours to squander. They're no longer here.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
But
so that explains the Four of Pentacles reversed. You do need to start taking care of yourself better, which is primarily the message that I'm getting from them. Is that they are looking for you to take better care of yourself and to make better decisions. You know what you need to do.
yeah.
But as far as any feelings of displeasure with what you've done with your inheritance, sweetie, they're beyond where that money is going to benefit them any good. They had high hopes for you, but it's of the material world. It was for you to do with as it suited
On
you
my
best.
father's deathbed, he said, "Lisa, no more drugs." And I swear, when I looked him in his eyes and said, "Okay, Daddy," I meant it. I did, LJ.
Okay.
But life showed up, and I just want to be well. Do you ever see me being well? Whatever normal is. Do I
Okay,
have a
sure.
normal coming?
All right. Well, let's pick up the cards again. I'll shuffle quickly here. And that Four of Pentacles reversed, dealing with your health and your wealth. That does have to do with beginning to regain your health. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and get a more concrete picture of what's going to happen with your return to health, your return to sobriety.
Thank you.
For Lisa. For Lisa.
Really?
For Lisa. Well, we've got the Hierophant again back in the past. Okay. All right. This is really good news for you. The Hierophant was back in the past position. So in essence, that's all about the stuff that you dealt with in the past and trying to and walking through that path that you were talking about before. In the present, I've got the Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups is one of the most ultimate happy cards. That talks about coming through coming through things in coming through a cycle. And cups have to do with your sense of emotional fulfillment. And then in the future, I've got the magician. And the magician is the one who has the tools and the resources to be successful with what they do. So really what it comes down to is you can do this. You're going to need some help. So definitely reach out for some resources as far as the help that you need, because you do have the Ace of Wands. You're going to have some stops and starts along the way. But then with the Six of Swords reversed to you, sixes have to do with making decisions and being able to act on them. And I'm going to hold this card up so that you can see it later in the video. But I'll describe the card to you. And right now you're in a canoe with the boatman trying to steer through these swords that are blocking up the passage through this river. So in essence, with it being reversed, those swords have fallen away, and you're able to move through and take care of the healing that you're trying to do.
So we all have a fate, but can you change your fate? Can I change my fate?
Absolutely.
I can.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of tarot. The point of tarot is to see the river, to see the patterns, the rhythms and patterns. And then if you don't like what you're seeing, make a choice, take action. And one of the other things that we can do, and we are beginning to run out of time, but one of the things that you can do with tarot for a future reading perhaps is take a look at, okay, I've got this decision I need to make. If I do option A, what happens? And if I do option B, what happens? And that is one of the ways that tarot is very helpful for people.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I've got 60 seconds left, or actually just under a minute at this point. Did you have another question for me that I can try and rush through for you?
Basically, no. I mean, you spoke on the wealth and the health, and you gave me good intuition. I'm satisfied.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much.
But if there's anything else I welcome it.
Oh, I'm down to like maybe 10 seconds or so here, so I'm going to have to let this go. But if you want, reach out to me at ravengayle.com, ravengayle.com, and I'll be happy to take a look at some more for